What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Cannonballs podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Dane Cannon. Co-hosting with me today is...
Yeah, boy. Jake Bulls on the mic. 1, 2.
Jake's feeling it. Either that or it's sleep deprivation. It's one of the two. So,
Both,
guys,
baby.
It's both. So, guys, if you haven't already, please go ahead and give our 2 other videos a listen. We did our power rankings. We already covered the Thursday night game on our power rankings episode. So go ahead if you guys want to listen to our opinions on the Indianapolis and Denver matchup. Go there. We also did a recap for Week 4. But this week we're going to be covering Week 5. We're going to be going from the 6:30. Apparently there's another London game, I think, Green Bay and New York, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to be doing all the morning games to the Monday night matchup. But guys, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, listen to the first 5 minutes, do anything to help us out. We want to grow as much as we can. And so we appreciate any support that we can get at this point. You know, we want to keep doing content. And what's nice is Jake's not lagging right now. So it's freaking fantastic because we had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier, but the quality looks a lot better. There's no lag. So I think we're all set and ready to go. Jake, do you have anything you want to add before we get going?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a 5th week of football. Time flies when you're doing nothing but sitting on your ass watching football all day, like I do on Sundays. Yeah, but thanks for listening, guys. Share us or, do something. I don't know how to get this thing popular, but we're just gonna keep doing it because at least it's enjoyable now. With just talking about football because it's very easy to do. But yeah, let's get into the Week 5 matchups, Dane.
All right, so starting off in London, 6:30 a.m. We have New York 3-1. Surprisingly, they're both traveling to London, but apparently Green Bay's the home team. They are playing 6:30. Both teams are 3-1. I am going to choose Green Bay, though. I just think that they're the much better team. Regardless of New York being 3-1, I just think that Green Bay has a much more complete team. Saquon could probably get things going on the ground, but I do worry about Daniel Jones' health currently and their wide receiver depth. And I'm going to pick Green Bay.
Yeah, so I'm also going to go Green Bay. I just want to Jaire Alexander is hurt or out. So that's kind of a blow to the Packers. Adrian Amos is questionable. And that's pretty much it on the Green Bay Packers side of the ball. On the Giants, we still got Kadarius Toney out. We still got Leonard Williams is out, one of their good defensive ends. And then Kenny Golladay, Aaron Robinson, and Henry Mondeau are all questionable. So, the Packers should be able to beat them. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for them, especially the way they played the Patriots. But even though the Giants are playing really good, I still got the Packers. I think the Packers are a top 10 team, while the Giants are still kind of finding their way. So, if they beat them, though, I'm not gonna put a lot of money on the Packers. Let's just say this: I think the Giants have a potential for an upset for sure, but they need more weapons on offense. But I'm still going to Packers. So we both got Packers on this one.
All right. The next game, starting off the 10 o'clock slate, we have Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. Kenny Pickett's going to get his first start against arguably one of the hardest teams in the NFL in Buffalo, so I'm going to pick the Bills. I think that this is going to be a rude awakening moment. Welcome to the NFL moment for Kenny Pickett. So it's brutal,
Mike Tomlin.
Dude, if somehow Kenny Pickett and the Steelers win this game, I'm going to be very surprised. I highly doubt it, though. I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo, too. I'm putting the 16 on this one. The Bills should honestly have a day against a rookie. Man, that is a rough first start. Do you think there's a chance that Mike Tomlin's uses his head a little bit and be like, all right, maybe I should throw Trubisky out there just so he doesn't shake Kenny Pickett's confidence a little bit. I mean, he could get destroyed. He could be a Nathan Peterman. You remember that fool?
I do remember that. I don't think so at this point. I think that, because you pulled Trubisky for a reason. You want to put in the rookie. You want to get him some experience. And what better way than to put him against the hardest team? You want a welcome to the NFL moment. Here it is. Because then afterwards, if he does well, say for example, he does perform better than expected, other teams he's going to really do well against, or it should be that way, but it never is in the NFL. But yeah, I think they roll with Kenny Pickett. I think Mike Tomlin's you know what? He gives us a better shot. I think that they're both mobile, but I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I got Buffalo.
Me too. But real quick, I like to talk about the injuries. Pittsburgh is kind of hurting, man. They're going to be without Terrell Edmonds, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cameron Hayward, and Cameron Sutton. Those are all questionable. And then Akela Weatherspoon is going to be out. So those are all 5 starters on the defense alone. So the Bills could have a day on offense. And then for the Buffalo Bills, you had the big injuries from a couple of weeks ago, but they got Justin Murray out, Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle, out, Ed Oliver out, and then Isaiah McKenzie is questionable. So, I think the Bills will persevere and get this dub, though.
Okay. Next, we have my boys, the Chargers, traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. So they have back-to-back away games. Cleveland just had a bad loss not a bad loss, but they did lose to the Atlanta Falcons, and the Chargers had a win against the winless Houston Texans. I think this will be another tough game like it was last year. I don't think it's going to be nearly as high scoring, mostly because of quarterback play for Cleveland's side, and I think that they're going to rely heavily on the run, which has been working against the Chargers, so it'll probably drain the clock, and it won't be as high scoring. Oh, man, it's tough. I really want to pick against my boys because the last time I picked against them, they won, and anytime I've picked them, they've lost. But I'm going to go the Chargers. I think that they finally got the offensive pieces moving the way that they needed to. They are going to be getting Donald Parham back, so maybe the blocking will be a little bit better on the right side or the left side, whichever side they put him on, to help with Myles Garrett. Maybe they do a couple chip blocks. Jamari Sawyer looked great.
As of this moment, Myles Garrett is out.
Yeah, we'll see. If he is out, that'll definitely be a more solidifying factor for me that the Chargers win. But I got the Chargers. If they can figure out how to slow down Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they should be good. But if they struggle like they've been struggling against the run, even though they addressed it on paper, they could be in trouble. I think this will be a close game, but I'm going to pick the Chargers to win this one in a very tight game.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Chargers. But, I mean, the bread and butter of the Cleveland Browns is that rushing attack, and that's probably the weakness of the Chargers. So this could be a close game, I think. Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that, folks. My Wi-Fi is poo-poo right now. But back to the Chargers-Browns. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got more faith in Herbert than I do Jacoby Brissett and their weapons. I mean, they have a running attack, they have a passing attack, and I think they get the job done against the Browns. In a tough game, though.
Okay, so we're on the same page. All right, next game, we have the Chicago Bears traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Minnesota's been keeping every game they've been in close. I don't know if it's going to be the case because Chicago's offense is so abysmal. I got the Vikings winning this one. I just trust Minnesota's offense and defense a lot more than I trust Chicago. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, don't complicate it. I got the Vikings, but you know what? The Bears might F around and win this game just because that's what they've been doing this year for some reason, even though they are terrible. Watch the Vikings have one of their worst games of the season. The Vikings have too much firepower on that team to lose to the Bears.
And it's in Minnesota, which is a tough place to play.
Yeah, the skull chant, probably one of the coolest things in the NFL. Yeah, I got the Vikings, man. I'm not going to complicate this one.
Okay. Moving on, we have Detroit traveling to New England to play the Patriots. I think this is going to be a good game. New England played Green Bay very tough. Detroit's been high scoring. They've been a high scoring offense in every game they've played, but their defense has been letting teams score on them as well. I am a little concerned. I don't know if Zappy's going to be the quarterback again for New England. I picked Detroit last week to win, and they let me down, but I'm actually going Detroit again, surprisingly. I think that if they can get Amon-Ra St. Brown back out there or DJ Chark out there and give Goff a couple more options, I like Detroit's offense a lot more than I like New England, so I think that they could possibly win on the road. Tough place to play, but give me Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Lions as well in this game. I'm not high. I can never bring myself to pick the Patriots right now. Like, if they had Brady, sure, I would pick them every time. But even with the Mac Jones-led Patriots, I've never been super high on them. I don't know, though, because they surprised us last week and took it to the Green Bay Packers and almost won. So, I mean, and the Packers are a lot better team than the Lions. But I like the Lions. I'm rooting for them. I hope they win. Damn, I think am I going to change it, though? Because that Patriots rushing attack, that's all they're going to do. And the Seahawks ate the Lions alive last week.
That's true.
Damn, this is a hard one, man. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go Lions as well. I really like the Lions. And hopefully they get Amon-Ra back. I think they're going to be without DeAndre Swift. I just want to check the injury report real quick. So, yeah, as of October 3rd, DJ Chark, Jonah Jackson, Austin Siebert, DeAndre Swift, and Amon-Ra are still out. On the Patriots side of the ball, you got Joshua Bledsoe, Lawrence Guy, Mac Jones, Jalen Mills, and Jacoby Myers. And their backup quarterback, Brian Hoyer. So they are going to be rolling with Bailey Zappi. Yeah, I'm just going to go Lions. I think they have a lot of firepower. At least Goff. I mean, Goff can sling it. He's been slinging it. So I'm going to go Lions. In a close one, though. I think it's going to be a close one.
I think it is as well. All right, moving on. We have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints.
Nolans. Damn. Is it weird that I almost want to take the Seahawks here?
No, because I was considering it as well. I think that the Saints will... I think that they'll play better because Seattle's defense has... Well, it's tough because Seattle's defense is either good or just bad. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna take the Saints here. I think that their defense is gonna be more challenging than Detroit was. I don't think Seattle's gonna be scoring 48 points or 45 points, however much they scored last week again. But again, New Orleans dropped a couple games that they should have won. So it's very tough. I'm going to just trust the home team here. I like Chris Olave. I like the defense, but it depends like how many people are still out for New Orleans.
I was just about to say that. If the Saints are without Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston, whoever else was hurt, as of October 3rd, they are. Yeah. So if they are without them, I think the Seahawks can win this game.
Agreed.
But New Orleans is a hard place to play. The Superdome is a super, 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 super loud place to play. That's definitely a home field advantage stadium. But yeah, I got the Saints, but on a contingency, if their players are still out, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
I'm right there with you. I think if their key players are out, I'm going Seattle as well. But if they're in, then I got New Orleans. All right. Moving on, we have Miami traveling to New York to play the Jets. Even without Tua, I think Miami's team is much better. I like Miami's defense. I like the weapons that they have around Teddy Two Gloves. I think Teddy Two Gloves can beat the New York Jets team. Zach Wilson's going to have a tough test here. You know, this secondary of Miami is no joke. The pass rush is good, but they could probably see some success. I'm going to go Miami, though. I think that they're the better team, even with Teddy Two Gloves.
I agree. They still have that awesome defense where they, you know, I wouldn't say they shut down Josh Allen when they beat them, but they definitely slowed them down. And that's what most defenses do against elite offenses. I mean, this is going to be a closer game than people think. The Jets are going to play hard. It's a divisional matchup. I mean, we don't know what the status of Tua is. I doubt he plays this game. I highly
doubt he does as well.
Yeah. If he does, geez, that'd be impressive. But I highly doubt he does. And, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater can win you a game. I mean, they still have weapons. I think this is the best weapons that he's ever had in his entire career. So, you know, I'm gonna have some faith in Teddy Two Gloves, and I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins.
Okay.
But it's going to be a close game, I think.
I think it'll be a tough matchup for sure. I think, yeah, I agree. All right, moving on. We have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Tampa Bay to play the Bucks. I think this is going to be a fun game, actually.
I do too.
I think Atlanta's going to score more points than people expect on Tampa Bay's defense. Dude, I'm actually considering an upset here.
Think about it. 3 in a row, 3 losses in a row. I mean,
I don't see it, but I have this weird feeling.
If you bet the Falcons, even though I love the Falcons right this year, we have to put a bet on it because I am not picking the Falcons to beat the Bucks. I mean, the only injury the Falcons have is Cordell Patterson.
But that's a significant piece because he was doing a lot for that offense. If they can get Kyle Pitts the ball, Drake London, it's tough because Tampa Bay does have a good defense. They just got torched by Kansas City, one of the best offenses in the league. Yeah. Tampa Bay's at home. All right, I'm gonna go Tampa because they are at home. It's Tom Brady. I trust him. Yeah. You know, you have Mike Evans back. I don't think Leonard Fournette's gonna have negative points again in fantasy or whatever the hell he had.
He had a -3 rushing yards last week.
Yeah. So I think Tampa Bay gets back on track. I think that they beat Atlanta, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think a lot of the matchups this week are close.
I like Atlanta, but I think this is going to be a not close game. I don't know why. I just think the Bucks got Godwin back. They got Evans back last week. I think they're finally going to start clicking as an offense. I mean, they started slow as hell in the first month, like, let's be honest. But 3 in a row, no way, Jose. I have been counting out the GOAT for far too long, and every time I count him out, he always comes back and kicks me in the butt. So I'm going with the GOAT and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and, yeah, the Bucks.
All right, I like it. Okay, next game we have Tennessee Titans traveling to Washington to play the Commanders. At first glance, I just want to say Tennessee right off the bat. Washington has been very disappointing this year. Tennessee's defense is no joke, so Carson Wentz may struggle here. You said they're without Jahan Dotson this week, right?
Yeah, he had a pulled hamstring.
Yeah, so it's very, very, very unlikely that he plays. So it's going to be the Curtis Samuel show. Hopefully Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick.
Forgetting about Scary Terry, Barry.
Scary Terry. Dude, how did I forget about Scary Terry? Terry. So they have weapons. They just haven't put things together recently.
Yeah, and I will, like, I have them at my 32 just because how bad they looked against an elite defense. I think they're mediocre, and I think they can beat certain teams. They played an elite defense. they have, like you said, they have weapons. They do. I mean, Carson Wentz is probably an upgrade from Taylor Heineke. Um, I just don't think they're elite. But I think, who are they playing? The Titans? Nah, I think the freaking Titans rock them. So yeah, I got the Titans in this one. They have good defensive players. They are going to be out without Traylon Burks, but I mean, Robert Woods has been kind of stepping up. I think he had a touchdown last week. But I mean, they don't even need to. They have freaking Derrick Henry. So yeah, I got the Titans.
Yep, I got the Titans as well. All right, next game, the last of the 10 o'clock slate. We have the Houston Texans traveling to Jacksonville to play the Jags. I think this is going to be an actually fun game. I think it's going to be a good matchup, but I'm going to go Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Their defense has just been looking really stout. Their offense has moments where they look really, really good. I'm gonna go Jacksonville at home. Jacksonville actually has something to play for. They have a good head coach this year. I like Doug Peterson more than I like. Is it Lovie Smith? Is that the name of the Houston Texans coach?
Yep, Lovie Smith.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I think that they're exceeding expectations. So I think that Jacksonville will be 3-2 after this.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm also going to go with Jacksonville. However, Lovie Smith's got those boys in Houston fighting, so I like him as a coach. I do. I think he's a better defensive coach. I think he's a good defensive coach, while Doug Peterson is more of an offensive-minded coach. But I think Lovie Smith is doing what he can with the Houston Texans, but it's not going to be enough, and they're still going to be winless against the Jags. I got the Jags as well.
All right, cool. Next game I don't even want to talk about. We got the 49ers traveling to Carolina for an ass beating.
Yeah, San Francisco. I just want to – I mean, all they have to do is play like they did against the Rams. I mean, this could be a trap game.
They did against the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like I'm going to say this. This could be a trap game for sure. Like coming off high from a good win like that against the Rams, thinking you could beat everybody. But the Panthers put it to the Saints. I mean, why couldn't they do it to the 49ers? The Panthers have a decent defense. I mean, maybe a top 15 defense. They can get after the quarterback. They have a former defensive player of the year on their team. So, I mean, the 49ers better not play like chumps, and they better take it to this team. And if they want to prove that they're in the top echelon of the NFL, then they need to dominate the Panthers. If they go out there and win by a field goal, I'm going to be very disappointed, and they will drop in my rankings. But, yeah, I got the 49ers.
Okay. Next game, it should be a good one. We have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to LA to play the Rams. This is actually tough. Even if Cooper Rush is the quarterback, I think that this will be a tough matchup for the Rams because Dallas's defense is similar in the fact that they get after the quarterback like San Francisco. They have playmakers in the secondary. Dallas's defense is similar to San Francisco's. So I think that it could cause problems for LA, especially if they lock down Cooper Kupp, which is very hard to do because, I mean, he's going to get a lot of volume. But, dude, I don't know, man, because Dallas travels well also. It's not going to be like an entire LA home crowd. There's going to be a lot of Dallas fans in the stands. So,
yeah, I feel you because I'm kind of leaning towards the Cowboys, and it's really based on that defense. Like, we love the 49ers defense, and the Cowboys have just as good a defense. And like I said earlier, I think they're more prone to getting interceptions and fumbles more than the 49ers defense. And Matthew Stafford has an interception problem. And if they lock up Cooper Kupp, I think I might go Cowboys, honestly.
I think
it's kind of scary.
Leaning that way too.
Kind of scary. But that defense is elite, and the Rams just got destroyed by an elite defense. I don't know. The only way I could see the Rams winning is, I mean, let's take a look back in the first week. They played an elite defense in the Buffalo Bills, got stomped on. They played an elite defense in the 49ers, got stomped on. The Cowboys have an elite defense. The only thing is, I would say the Cowboys probably have the least firepower on offense.
That's one thing that I was going to mention as well. And if we're comparing it to like specific players, so like you have Stephon Diggs with Buffalo, who is elite. You have CeeDee Lamb at Dallas, but I wouldn't put him in the same category. Like, I think the quarterback wide receiver duo is better in Buffalo than it is in Dallas, because if Cooper Rush is out there, sure, he has a decent connection with CeeDee Lamb or Brown or any of those players, but I'm not as afraid. I think the Rams defense can handle Dallas's offense better than it could handle the 49ers and the Buffalo Bills, especially the 49ers, because it is a divisional matchup and Shanahan just knows how to play against McVay. So it makes it very challenging. But I think that LA could have a better defensive performance against Dallas than they did the other two games.
Yeah, but with that being said, I still think the Cowboys defense could end up dominating this game.
I do too.
I think this is the hardest matchup of the week. There's a pretty hard matchup coming up, but this one's tough, man. We got to decide though. And
I'm going to go Dallas.
Yeah, man. Are we crazy? Are we crazy for picking Dallas?
I don't think so.
Because, I mean, that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, who have they played? Real quick before
the one thing that I will say about the Rams, they could get after Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott, because the offensive line of Dallas is not. But then again, the 49ers offensive line isn't that good either. And
they gave up zero. Yeah, they gave up 0 sacks.
The Rams.
And the Cowboys defense or offensive line, even though they're banged up, they played decent last week. I'm just gonna go Cowboys in an upset. Damn, it's hard to say, but the Rams will probably end up winning this. But I'm still gonna go Cowboys. I think that defense is gonna dominate that game and have another pick six.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas's defense has not allowed many points in any game they've played this year. So I'm going to go Dallas. I know my dad's going to be upset about that. I would love to see the Rams win this for him. Like you said, it's an elite defense. It'll be tough. They need a second receiver to step up. They really do. They need someone other than Cooper Kupp.
Hey, real quick.
What's up?
Conan, I don't give a shit if the Rams win. Yeah, they definitely need their weapons to step up. I don't know if it's going to be Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Allen Robinson, Skoranek, or Brandon Powell. One of those two guys has to have a big play. And hopefully it's Allen Robinson, because they paid him the big bucks to, make big plays. And he hasn't done jack diddly squat.
Not only that, Jake has him in fantasy, so you need
I have him in fantasy in like 2 of my leagues, so
yeah.
You need to step up. Wow. So, we're going with the upset Cowboys, but it's going to be a close one, I think.
I agree. Let's go to the next game. Philadelphia travels to Arizona to play the Cardinals. If the Cardinals had D-Hop and they still had Chandler Jones, I would say this would be a much more evenly played game. But just because of how well Philadelphia has been playing, their defense has been lights out. Their offense has been great. I'm going Philly here. They haven't given me any reason to pick against them as of right now. They are undefeated. I don't think they're going to have an undefeated season. I don't think they're going to be the next Miami Dolphins, the only other team to have a perfect season and win a Super Bowl. But I'm going to go Philadelphia here. They've just looked way better as of right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to complicate this one. The Eagles have looked really good. The Cardinals, they picked it up last week, but besides that, they did play the Panthers. So besides that, they have not looked really good. So, I'm going to go Eagles. Maybe the Cardinals, have a late game heroics, but I mean, the Eagles are complete, man. Elite offense, really good defense. They probably have. I mean, I haven't looked at their numbers, but they probably have a top 10 defense, maybe top 7.
Yeah,
we'd have to look. We have to look at the numbers.
I would say their defense is up there for sure.
Yeah. So Eagles. Yeah, I got the Eagles.
All right, next game, we have a good Sunday night game. We have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Good division matchup. Last year, Joe Burrow and the boys in Cincy just absolutely destroyed Baltimore. I don't think it's going to be like that. I was worried about them doing that to Pittsburgh, and then they ended up losing that game. But that was the beginning of the season. The Cincinnati.
Week 1.
I think it was week 1. Cincinnati's rolling now. They've won 2 straight. They're kind of figuring out their stuff. However, I'm going to go Baltimore. I think Baltimore at home, they're going to be upset that they lost to the Bills, and they played the Buffalo Bills really freaking tough. I think Lamar Jackson's playing a lot better than he did last year. Like, he has pieces. He has weapons that he trusts now. So I'm going to go Baltimore in a shootout.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go against you, but I really don't want to because I also got the Ravens. They probably should have beaten the Bills last week. And the Bengals, you know, they won 2 in a row, but their first couple weeks started off really slow. So I don't know if they've picked or if they've completed the puzzle, you know. I think the Ravens have. I think they're rolling on all cylinders. I got the Ravens in a close one.
Okay. Well, we move on to Monday night, another divisional matchup. We have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. And I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I think that this will be a high-scoring game. Both of them have good offenses. I think Las Vegas has finally figured things out offensively. Defense steps up when it can. I don't think that Kansas City is going to score as many points as they did against Tampa Bay since it is the divisional matchup. However, they can because they're so freaking good. But yeah, give me Kansas City at home.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go with the Raiders, but they're still 1-3. Like I said about the Bengals, I don't know if they are finally clicking. And even if they are, the Chiefs are an elite team. For how much the Raiders improved on paper, I still would take the Chiefs over them. Just because Patrick Mahomes is lights out. Andy Reid is a great coach, great offensive-minded coach. They've seemed to find weapons out of nowhere. They got one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end, in Travis Kelce. And then they have a solid defense. They get the job done. So it's going to be a close game, though. I think the Raiders will keep up and make it interesting and hopefully exciting. But I still got the Chiefs. I also got the Chiefs.
Well, alrighty, guys. That is going to do it for our Week 5 predictions. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and listening to this entire video if you did. Also, if you guys want more updates or to see visually currently right now when we do predictions, like who we're going with, go to our Instagram at cannonballswithaz_podcast. We do extra things on there. We keep you up to date with certain videos, stuff like that. Jake, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, Chupa McGrande. Sorry guys, it's late as hell. I'm ready to go to sleep. Not that I don't enjoy talking about football, but I wish we could do it like live, talking about it during the game. But you know what? That's on you guys. This is your fault that we're so tired. So I hope you guys liked all of our episodes this week. Good luck to all your teams, except if you're anybody not the Chargers and not the 49ers. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And as always, peace.